we're going to pick up the Corvette.
Got them all set to where it recommended, and then you guys can drive it and you can drive it up on one of your lifts and make a couple adjustments if you want to. These are up in here, right here. You got compression and rebound on the front right there.
But if you decide in a couple hundred miles, if you're like, hey, we'd like it to be a little stiffer, a little softer, whatever it may be, we've got plenty of adjustment.
We just picked up the Corvette. This thing drives much better than it did going in. I got a shift. This is a Muncie 4-speed. Fun as hell to drive. I feel like I'm in a Chevrolet time capsule driving down the road. I'm driving down the road in 125 in a 1978 time capsule. Life is good. All right, made it home on a dismal rainy day. New strikers, saggy doors, no more. Check out this interior, it's totally retro. Okay, so now it's time for my husband to take off in my car. Ooh, this color makes me look kind of green, like a lizard. Not trying to scare you. Is that a pretty car or is that a pretty car? Then I stroll in to the garage and see all of this. I'm amongst beauty. All right, so my husband just took off and I think it's time to go up and get a drink. Not that I'm an alcoholic or anything, it's just that he's driving my shark by himself and that's probably not the best thing to do. Ooh, it looks like my husband made it back safely. Now let's see if I can make it to the car safely. I'm running, husband! I just ran from the house to the car. I'm really not that winded. Oh, now we gotta take it. Okay, you see, this is what I don't like, is having to drive these cars to my husband's nest. When my husband gets quiet, that's when I get nervous. He might be somewhere swatting flies. Inside family joke. God help me get through this. I'm gonna be honest with you. Driving this car in with the old suspension was white knuckle. I questioned if I was gonna make it to my destination safely. It was that bad. This thing was all over the road. It would not stay in a straight line. And any bump I went over launched me off to one side. I was driving a huge crab. I was crabbing down the road. One look at the underside of this car, at all the sloppy suspension, all the leaks, old tires, old everything. I'm sure everybody who looked at it thought, God, what a mechanical asshole. Every old part that was removed from this car was weepy, seeping, fatigued, seized, tired, way past its life expectancy. Hoses leaked, radiator leaked, power steering cylinder leaked, power steering pump had contaminants in it, brake lines were seeping, old belts were shit, old battery wouldn't hold a charge, and you, and Toto too! Moving on to the front suspension. Let's start with the steering. New rack and pinion steering. Adjustable upper and lower A-arms. Full adjustable coil-over shocks. Now we've made it to the rear of the car. Ridetech strong arm system with adjustable coilovers. That's a lot of stuff under one cool name. The spare tire had to be removed to accommodate this new suspension. There's no love lost there. We had to put new tires in this car because the tires that were on it were out of date and not specific for this car. So my husband found a place. We took a drive and picked up these beauties. This car had some fiberglass that needed to be repaired, and it was on the lower front shroud. So we had that repaired by our Porsche brand ambassador. He did an amazing job. It looks just like it rolled out of the factory. And here it is. This car has the notorious quadra-junk carburetor. I have never had luck with the quadra-junk, ever. But I'm happy to tell you that this one runs like a champ. I have never witnessed a quadra-junk run so well. I've had some hot rods in the day, and every quadra-junk that was on it was left in the corner of my garage because they never ran well. I could never tune them. I had other people try to tune them with no luck. Bought an Edelbrock, brand new, didn't work well for me. From then on, I had Holley carburetors on my hot rods. But this one, I don't plan to change it. Just leave it alone. Somebody, somewhere along the way, knew how to correctly rebuild the quadra-junk carburetor. And I'm happy to say that the carburetor on my car is a quadra-jet, the way it should be. Let's go for a drive. Bobby, come with me! I have to lure my husband out of his lair. I'm surprised he doesn't want sex. Hi, Bobby.
Yes?
I need to remind you that I have this, so behave yourself. By the way, the Muncie transmission in my Corvette provides ASMR satisfaction for me because it clicks into gear. Click, 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 ASMR. It's too soft for me. I need it to be a little more stiff. Other than that, it's great. Let's just tackle the obvious here. Bob and I aren't spring chickens anymore, and we've had our fair share of cars going in and out of service over the years. Some good, some bad, but we have never found the one until now. Arthur is the one. The one is everything you want in your service professional. So when you have found the one, going into service or your dealership will never be the same again, because this time, when you see people driving in for service, you can't help but think, "Jump in! He's mine!" I want to thank everybody involved in this project. Bob and I really appreciate it. You all know who you are. I want to thank our Porsche dealership for allowing a Corvette to come in for this project amongst Porsches. I want to thank Arthur for everything you did on my Corvette. Amazing work, absolutely amazing work. I want to thank Mike McCormick for guiding us along the way, for helping Arthur, and for getting us in. I want to thank Mike Moss for the body work he did on our car with the fiberglass repair, as well as helping Mike and Arthur along the way. I want to thank everybody involved in this project for making my dream a reality, because waiting probably 30 years for this car and having it built like this and ending up with such an amazing suspension is a dream come true. So thank you, everybody.